Welcome back to World Crisis Radio, our second hour. We want to keep up to date with the Obama birth certificate issue. The corporate media, the Wall Street-controlled media, have gone into an hysterical fit this week. Chris Matthews, the original Tweety, even before there was Twitter, there was Tweety. Chris Matthews, he of the crawling up the leg syndrome. Basically, every guest that he has the whole week, the only thing he does is ask them about Obama's birth certificate, eagerly seeking reassurance that such a thing exists. He has great faith. Remember, faith is described as the belief in things that are unseen, meaning Obama's birth certificate. We also have a poll this week saying that fewer than half of Republicans believe that Obama is a U.S. citizen. 28% of Republicans say no, he's not a citizen. 30% of Republicans say they don't know, and only 42% of the Republicans are dupes for Obama. This is a poll published by the Daily Kos and reported at the Huffington Post. But let's go right to the source. Let's go to the man who has put this issue on the map, starting at the Supreme Court almost a year ago, in late August of 2008, right before the Democratic National Convention. Phil Berg was, of course, the first one to go to the Supreme Court. So this issue now, almost 1 year later, has exploded everywhere. We see Roy Blunt, the Republican minority whip who is running for Senate in Missouri, saying, I don't know why he can't produce his birth certificate. Everybody else I know has one. Why doesn't he? So let's hear from Phil Berg. Welcome, Phil.
My pleasure. And we now have a congressman, I forget his name, from Pennsylvania, who has brought up the issue and has discussed it and is discussing the Indonesia aspect of it. And actually, he touches on part of Montgomery County where I live. So I'll have to be in touch with him. Here it is, Congressman Tim Murphy of Pennsylvania. So more and more speaking out. They're going to now be on their breaks going back home, and they're going to get a earful on this. The Huffington Post, which you just mentioned, I haven't read the whole article, but the article just came out today, and the headline is, the only thing weirder than the birthers are the anti-birthers. So they're trying to put us in a corner with birthers, but as you said, this matter has now exploded, not only in the Internet now, but into the national news. It was even on the NBC News with Brian Williams the other night. So, and it's all over the cable stations. And you say you're right. Looking at it, they're trying to knock it down, but it's not going away. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Obama's dropping in the polls for many reasons, and I think as he drops in the polls, people will start to take a look at him, and they're going to look at this issue. And I'm so proud that I'm the guy that brought it on the table. I think if I hadn't filed my lawsuit last year, we probably wouldn't be anywhere like we are today. And I just want the truth. I just want the truth. And for people to look, the best place to go is our website, which is obamacrimes.com, OBAMACRIMES.com, .com, obamacrimes.com. And we're staying focused. Now, we have a hearing in October. Unfortunately, that's a little time away, but October 26th on a Monday is a tentative date for the argument on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and that's on the issue of standing. Remember, the Judge Surik stated that I didn't have standing, and Webster, you don't have standing, and none of your listeners have standing, which is absurd. And he said perhaps Congress in the future can decide who would have standing to attack the Constitution. Ridiculous. Our case on Hollister, the Air Force colonel, we're working on briefs on that. But the significant case right now pending is the sealed case, which is now unsealed, where I sued Obama, not as president, but I sued him under the False Claim Act, or QUITEM, and most of the time it's used in Medicaid or Medicare fraud cases. Well, the case now, since it was dismissed, but we'll be appealing it, but right now we're under a motion for reconsideration, the case now is open. So people can realize I'm accusing Obama of being an illegal alien. Therefore, not only could he not be president, but his term as the United States Senator was fraudulent, and therefore that the salary and benefits he received should be all returned to the U.S. Treasury, totaling over $1 million. So I'm waiting right now. I filed a motion for reconsideration. I think I told you before, but for your listeners, under the statute of conflict of interest. If there ever was a conflict of interest, it's this case, because even though his underlings are in court, it's Eric Holder's the Attorney General. He's responsible ultimately. He and conflict of interest is he was on the Obama's senior campaign staff, number one. Number two, he was one of only 3 individuals on the Vice Presidential Selection Committee, and then he was named Attorney General, which is a part of the cabinet. It's the highest legal authority in the country under the president, and he gives advice to the president. So how could that not be a conflict? Their attorneys had the audacity to say, well, he didn't sign any pleadings in this case. Well, give me a break. He doesn't have to sign the pleadings. He's still head of the Department of Justice, and he's head of the Attorney General's office. We've asked for a hearing on that, so we should have a hearing in the next couple of weeks on that issue.
We'll be looking for that. And that's likely to be where?
That's going to be in federal court in the Washington, D.C.
All right. Maybe we can turn out some supporters.
We're still trying to think of any idea, and perhaps your listeners can call you back, but what to do next week on Obama's supposed birthday on Tuesday. And if anyone has a constructive idea, let them call into you or email you when the show airs, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, maybe we want to present his real birth certificate, right? With Elizabeth Regina proclaims in the Crown Colony of Kenya that that Obama was born there on August 4th, 1961. Anyway, we've got to do something to mark. We've got to make that birthday, if that really is his birthday. We don't know.
Right.
If that really is his birthday.
And then your listeners should keep watching our website. We're going to post something. The mother just came out of twins, which were born the day after Obama, supposedly, in the same hospital. But what's happening there is the numbers on the birth certificates are different. Her twins were born the next day. She's showing the long-form birth certificate, which takes away the argument that they don't have a long-form birth certificate for Obama.
Right.
But the numbers, even though her 2 children are born the day after, her numbers come in before Obama's birth certificate number. And also there's a discrepancy because on hers it shows a 2-digit number for the year 61, and on Obama's fake document he shows a 4-digit number. So I think what really happened here is the Obama people thought they could come up with this fraudulent document and just put it out on their website and everyone would go away. And I think that's going to be their downfall. And hopefully some judge or some justice will go with it. But we're really shooting for the American public. Any of your listeners who haven't spread this, spread it to everyone on your address book and ask them to spread it on and on and on. And if we can raise money, we're going to be upfront as we are. We're going to put up signs which mean something, which will say, Obama, where is your birth certificate? Not the signs that are being put up, where's your birth certificate? Because if people have no idea what anyone's talking about, what would where's your birth certificate mean? No, nothing. But if you saw a sign, Obama, where's your birth certificate, driving down the highway and you didn't know what it was about, people might go home and Google Obama birth certificate and find out the outrageous situation that's going on, that your listeners who have to produce a birth certificate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in their lifetime, Obama won't produce his. So we're moving in the right direction. I feel great about the upswing here. The media attention is getting much greater. And I think we're going to find the truth out one of these days. And with the public support, we can legally remove Obama from office.
And certainly now with this daily cost, I mean, I get something out of this that's different from what they do. The left libs all say, oh, well, isn't that shocking? Oh, they're all crazy. They're all insane and paranoid. But if you have a majority of the Republican Party, which is a significant chunk of the population still, if they don't believe you're a citizen, wouldn't it be smart to bring out the birth certificate? I mean, why not do it? The other thing that strikes me, what the original long-form vault copy looks like, typewritten stuff, signatures in ink, dates, all kinds of information. What he's put out is not a real birth certificate. It's all printed off a fake, daisy wheel, whatever.
Sure.
Well, we'll see you then next week, Phil. Keep up the good fight, and more power to you, because you are the founder of this issue, and we'll be looking for you on.
Hello.